One of the things I love about doing this show is that I know some wonderful people who belong on television because of their expertise or their personalities, and such a man is my friend today, Dr. Wayne Kirkham. Dr. Kirkham has been my physician for sinus and voice and throat for about 22 years. And anybody that knows Wayne Kirkham in this city that will tell you that absolutely he is one of the most amazing men. And plus, you've got a great personality. But what I wanted to talk to you today about, most people think they've got allergies, and you kind of lean towards sinus. What's the difference in the two?
Well, it's socially acceptable for a lot of people to blame everything on allergies. It's just, if you see a group of people, they'll usually say, oh, it's my allergies, my allergies. And allergies are mediated through your immune system. And when you're having an allergic reaction to something, be it dust, mold, pollen, the neighbor's cat, or your own dog, you're going to have the release of histamine, and it makes the lining of the nose swell, and it tends to itch, and you have sneezing, but it doesn't cause you to run a fever. It doesn't cause you to have pain. It doesn't cause you to have discolored drainage. Now, with that swelling that occurs, then you can be set up for an infection, for a sinus infection, and then with sinus infections, you're going to have pain. It'll tend to be well localized, one place of the face, significant pain. You'll have a fever usually, and you certainly, if the sinuses are able to drain that pus that forms, you'll have discolored drainage. It'll be green, yellow.
And you're sick.
And you're sick.
You really are.
Allergies, you can usually go to work, you're sneezing and bothering everybody, and you may have to have a lot of Kleenex nearby. But with an acute sinus infection, you're sick.
And so are you telling me, though, that it's allergies that kind of propel themselves into a sinus infection?
Well, they can. Just as a cold can set you up for a sinus infection. Okay. What may start as a cold, and it causes this stuffy nose and swelling. And then if that gets significant, it can close off the sinuses. Sinuses need to be able to drain. They're bone that's supposed to be filled with air. And if they can't drain, this mucus then acts as a culture media.
It's just it's an awful thing.
Well, it is, and it really
lingers.
Well, yes, especially if the sinuses are sick for a longer period of time and you don't get rid of that pus.
At what point do people have to have their sinuses operated? Or I don't even know how to express the term. At what point do they need surgery?
Well, the key, the gold standard on determining that is physical findings. When you examine, do you see polyps? Do you see all this pus? And sometimes you'll even see fungal debris in somebody's nose. And then you would investigate it with a CT scan, a CAT scan. And that's the gold standard to find out if they do or don't have significant sinus disease or chronic type. A lot of people will complain just of headaches, and they want to blame it on their sinuses, and you get the CT scan and it's normal. And most of those people have a form of migraine headache, blood vessel origin headache, and they think it's their sinuses when it's just the blood vessels dilating.
And I've learned that you can have a sinus infection even though you don't feel like you've got pressure here.
Well, you can have sinus disease without having a lot of pressure. Mm-hmm. But if it's acutely infected,
you'll have that.
You're going to usually almost always have pain.
So here you are with this incredible background in medicine, but you have this degree in music, which has made you one of the leading practitioners in the country for famous musical stars. Beverly Sills, the famous soprano, was your patient, and Mick Jagger was your patient. I mean, who else?
Well, I see people in the opera world, from Renee Fleming and Cecilia Bartoli and Frederica von Stade to the rock and rollers, Mick Jagger, Sting, Prince,
it's just amazing.
Celine Dion. You know, through country western, I've taken care of Leanne Rimes since she was 8 years old.
Really?
A fabulous talent and just a delightful person. and Kirk Franklin, a local young man that made it big time in gospel.
Ron Chapman.
Ron Chapman.
All the people in radio that would ever lose their voice or anything, this is who we would go to. And the reason that I wanted you to meet him today is because he likes everybody. And you don't have to be famous, and you don't have to you just have to need somebody that can make you feel better if you're suffering from sinus and also allergies.
Yep.
So his name is Dr. Wayne Kirkham. He did not buy a commercial here. I just wanted you to meet him just in case, you're feeling stuffed up. We'll be back right after this.